What is up, guys? It is Tyler McKinney, and I'm back here again, and that's right. I hope you're excited because college football is here. It is week 0. We are one day away from kickoff. So, tomorrow night, that's right, on Saturday at 7:30 in the evening Eastern Time, we are going to get 2 college football blue bloods slugging it out. This is going to be the first time that they've played since 2013. We're looking at the Miami Hurricane and the Florida Gators. Now, this game is going to be an interesting game. We've got a coach in his second year, and we've got a first-year coach. So Dan Mullen is in his second year at Florida. He's kind of got his stuff established. They had a good season last season, so they're coming off that, kind of riding a high. Had a pretty decent recruiting cycle this past cycle, so it'll be really interesting. I think the defense was a strength for them last year, and I think that the defense is going to be pretty stout this year. What I'm looking at is how is this offense in the second year going to take off? Because we know that Dan Mullen is an offensive kind of a guru, quarterback guru kind of a guy. So we're really looking, me personally, looking to see what he does with Felipe Franks. I'm really interested to see if the game is elevated, from what he did last year. In that. So kind of excited to see what they do with the offensive side of things this year at Florida. Now, turning things over to Miami. Miami has been kind of an interesting whirlwind off season. With it started really all out with Mark Richt leaving and retiring, and then Manny Diaz taking the Temple job, and then literally hours later then taking the Miami job that Mark Richt had left. And so he was the defensive coordinator there at Miami. And if you've been following Miami at all, you know that their defense has been great over the past 2 seasons. The offense, not so much. And so we're really looking to see, where the offense kind of goes this year. And that's kind of where the focus has been in the offseason. And it's been kind of a little bit of a whirlwind. So, pretty much, let's go ahead and let's kind of look at that for a second. So you had Tate Martell transfer in, and everybody just kind of assumed he was going to take that position. Well, then spring ball came around, and he came on towards the end, but didn't do what people thought. So they thought this was going to be a 3-horse race. It was going to be between Tate Martell, Perry, and then also Jarren Williams. And Jarren Williams was kind of the guy that everybody thought was kind of back of the pack and was going to be the third guy, and it was really going to be a 2-man race. Well, what ended up happening is about a week ago that Diaz came out and announced Williams as the starting quarterback, and that just kind of sent the whole media into this frenzy, and all of this stuff started out with all this. They were just shocked that it wasn't Tate Martell that was the starting quarterback. And, if you listen to some of the guys, though, it's kind of funny because Williams was a highly touted recruit than Tate Martell, coming out of high school. But yet, because of who Tate Martell is and what he is, that turned out interesting. And then he doesn't show up to practice the next day, and so media just blows up on that. Social media goes crazy. They're giving him all crap, and this is just Tate Martell again. Now he's going to go transfer again to another school and do this and that. And then it turns out he shows back up the next day, and so now he's he's quarterback, but he's like this pseudo wide receiver doing wide receiver stuff. I don't know. It's just been kind of this whirlwind. So you've got 2 different programs that are really trying to reestablish themselves, get back to really being the powerhouses that they have been in the past. So it'll be interesting to see where they take this and see if Dan Mullen can take the Florida team and continue up and build off what they did last year, and see what Manny Diaz can do in his first year, and really maybe use this as a win to really just jumpstart the whole Manny Diaz era. So I'm kind of excited to see that. And then we've got kind of a nightcap for people who just didn't get enough from the first game. And it's a 10:30 Eastern game. It's going to be out in Hawaii. We got the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors going up against the Arizona Wildcats. The Arizona Wildcats are going out to Hawaii. And so that'll be an interesting kind of a matchup. Always when teams playing Hawaii, it's always an interesting kind of a crapshoot to see what's gonna happen there. So just kind of a quick preview. This is the second year of Kevin Sumlin there, and really kind of the focus is will Khalil Tate get back to the Khalil Tate of 2017? That's kind of just how the whole thing is. And with Kevin Sumlin kind of being this quarterback guru, people are just waiting for Khalil Tate to take that next step. So we kind of got that. And then you kind of got this sleepy Hawaii team that kind of sleepily got to 8 wins last year. So that was kind of interesting. You got a team that won some games last year, and they've got the offense back up and running. They're back to that run and shoot offense. They got their quarterback Cole McDonald back from last year, and so it'll be interesting to see. I think this game is going to be more of a game than what most people expect. But we'll get into that here shortly when we start looking at kind of the betting lines and things of that game. So pretty much that's a quick little preview of the night. I think it'll be a great night to watch some college football. I think we'll get some good stuff in both games and that. So let's go ahead and let's go back to the first game. Let's go back to the Miami-Florida game. And when you're looking at this, the line right now it's about 7.5 of where it is. And the funny thing is that line's moved since Jarren Williams has become the quarterback. The money's kind of moved towards Florida, so they've kind of moved that to it's about 7.5 now, where it was kind of sitting at 7 points. And then the over/under is 47. Me personally, as I'm looking at this, I just don't have the faith in Miami's offense. I think that Florida overall is just a better team, and I think they're going to show that. If it were me, I would take the points. I'd take the 7.5 points. I think it's probably going to be somewhere around I don't know. Me personally, I think it's going to be between a 14 and 17 point spread with that. With that, I just don't think Miami's offense is going to take off. And in all honesty, I think what's going to happen is come Sunday, we're going to have the talks of did Manny Diaz really make the right decision at quarterback? I think we're going to have those type of discussions because I just don't think they're going to do well. They've got a really young offensive line. They've got 2 freshmen starting at the tackle positions going up against a stout veteran Florida defense. It just doesn't look good to me. And I just think it's going to be a defensive game all around. And I just think Florida has a better offense than Miami, and that they'll be able to get in a few more punches than what Miami will. Now, this game kind of, when I'm looking at the over-under, the thing that kind of has me worried a little bit about this whole over-under at 47 is that with the offensive being so young and these defenses, both defenses being veteran defense, I could see that there being possibly some defensive scores from some offensive errors because they're trying to figure things out. This is the first real live action that they're getting. So with the over-under at 47, I'm going under with it, and I'm just hoping the chance that there aren't those pick sixes or those fumbles returned for a touchdown and those crazy things with the offenses. So that's where I'm going. So I'm taking Florida and giving the 7 points, and I'm going under the 47. All right. The second game that we have, the nightcap, the 10:30 game, for those of you who can stay up and watch it on the East Coast and those on the West Coast that want to finish out their night with some college football, we're going to be looking at the Arizona and the Arizona-Hawaii game. And it looks like right now that the average is about 11.5 on the point spread. So Arizona giving up 11.5 to Hawaii. And for me, I'm going to take Hawaii and the 11.5 points, just for the fact that I think that with Arizona being so far away from home, with it being classes haven't started yet, and it's kind of the last hurrah with things of that nature, and it being weird. Hawaii is always a weird place to play for teams and things like that, to where I think it'll be a little bit closer than what we think. And I just think that Arizona, that that Hawaii offense is a little bit more sneaky and better than what we think, and that they're going to get a little bit more and give a little bit more than what the Arizona defense expects. And so, do I think that this game is going to be a crazy game to where it's going to be a really close game? No, I just think it's going to be a game where Arizona is going to be trying some things. I think they're going to be trying to figure out what Khalil Tate can do and what he's going to be this year, how they're going to set up things with that. And so it's almost like they're going to be playing a little bit with Hawaii, and Hawaii's going to be kind of giving them a little bit more than what I think that their defense is expecting. So I think that this game's going to be a little bit closer than that. 11.5 points. So I'm definitely taking Hawaii in the points with that. And then the over-unders at 74. Now, when I look at this, that I know that that is a lot. And some people on principle say you go under. When it's that high, you go under. Well, we're living on the edge. This is week 0. We are excited to be back, and I'm taking the over. I'm going to 74 just because I don't think that Arizona's defense is going to stop Hawaii as much as they should. And so I think that that's going to keep Arizona having to keep scoring, and Hawaii's going to be scoring more. So I think I could easily see this game going that. So if I had to put scores on both of these games, going back to the Florida-Miami game, I would probably say that my final score, I'm going with the under. I'm looking at like a 31-10. 31-14 type of a situation. If I'm looking at the Arizona-Hawaii game, I'm kind of, believe it or not, I'm looking at this being at like a 42-45 is kind of what I'm seeing. So I'm looking at like a 42-35 or a 45-35 game where like I said, it's kind of close on that line, but we're living on the edge, guys. We're living on the edge. I could easily see Arizona going out there and putting up some big numbers, over 50 points on them, and I could see Hawaii. I just think that Hawaii's going to score enough to get that up over the 74, and that's just kind of where I see. I'm not as confident in the 11.5 as I would like to be with it, but if I had to choose something, that's what I'm going to choose. So those are the previews, guys. I hope that you're excited about it, and I don't know, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think I'm an idiot? Let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here because I know you're busy and I know I'm busy. So let's go ahead. You guys have a good night. All right.